steering group put in place to support specific projects? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I call Denise Roach.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to respond, I think, to some of the comments that the member has just raised, particularly around the fact that the new legislation for the Families Commission is in order to make it more relevant. What I've seen through the Select Committee process was that this was something that wasn't that broken to start off with. And in fact, the Families Commission was acting quite well, was commissioning research that was incredibly useful and was able to provide its functions and carry on and do the work that it was set out to do. During the Select Committee process, we heard from submitters who were actually really concerned around the role of research, that this research would be taken over and directed towards the purpose of the government's policies. And the Greens maintain that we haven't actually seen any changes to the bill as it comes back to the House for now and for its third readings that actually addresses those issues. The development of the social research and evaluation, the social science experts panel, which means that essentially it's the government and government ministers who determine who will be those members, means that there is the risk of research being developed that doesn't really offer free and frank advice to the ministers. And we're seeing that more and more. Dr. Prasad started to talk about the politicisation of the public service, and that is the risk that we see inherent in this bill. That the advice that is given is the advice that the government wants. That the advice that is given is not the full advice that the government should receive to make good decisions. Basically, it just stacks up the cards to reinforce the government's position, and that, to our point of view, would be a major undermining of the functions of the Families Commission as it's acted to date. And there's clues around the removal of the ability for the Families Commission to provide free and frank advice throughout the bill. And one I think that I can point to is in Part 1, Section 7, where actually the word independent has been removed, where it says the Commission's main function is to act as an advocate for the interests of family generally, and to provide, or to monitor and evaluate programs. And the words to provide independent monitoring and evaluation, independent, has been removed from the bill. It's this is the main reason, I think, that the Greens actually still have quite a lot of hesitation about supporting it. In fact, we are quite clear that we're opposing it. We have seen the Commission provide very good, solid research that backs up good policy. And an example of that is the research that was done around paid parental leave. With a new Commissioner, we suddenly saw quite a comment from that Commissioner saying that that basically that paid parental leave should not be a priority and that it would cost too much, which was a direct contradiction from the previous research that was undertaken independently with a wide range of views incorporated into the final research that was put up on the Families Commission website. We're concerned that the restructuring of functions away from the ministry, we're concerned that you're taking away that this legislation takes away the functions from the ministry towards the oversight of an advisory panel which is handpicked by the government. And we're concerned about this tendency towards using advisory groups. We've seen it before with the Welfare Reform Working Group. We're seeing it with the Welfare Reform Welfare Reform Board, and we're seeing it now with the Social Science Experts Panel. We're alarmed at what sort of impact that's going to have on the quality of research that is commissioned. And these were the concerns that were coming through time and time again from organisations who have contributed in the past towards research that looks after the well-being of women and children and families.
I call Poto Williams.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. It's actually a great honour for me to be able to speak on the Families Commission Amendment Bill.